Right here.
Oh. Okay. Come down here.
So the lake helps out an awful lot in catching a lot of this kind of stuff. Up in here you can probably see the attic. There's been houses said to have raccoons living in them and infested with those. They've actually had a situation where they've had to come in and remove them as pests. Say that sometimes they come along and they're looking for the metal in the walls, so they pull out a hacksaw and they pull out the piping as best they can to take the metal off to get it removed. I've seen some really silly things. I've seen people actually destroy sofa sleepers just to get to the metal inside the sofa sleeper. They actually have taken chainsaws to pull the wood off of the metal frame of the sofa sleeper so that they can take it into scratch.
God, this house would be so beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice,
I would
three-bedroom
love
house. All of these
and
three bedrooms are all upstairs. You got a nice master bedroom up here with the walk-out closet on both sides. You've got a bathroom up here, full bath. And you've got two bedrooms, and the two bedrooms probably both have, small closet spaces on the side. You can see actually this looks more like shelving that's been built into the walls in there.
real wood floor.
And the wood floor is in beautiful shape. These are beautiful planks. This is oak. Nice. It's not maple. Yeah. And the ceiling in this room is pretty good shape. You can see. Yeah, this house, if it got sealed up again, there's some potential. The lean of these steps kind of gives me a little bit of wonder as to what's going on down in the foundation.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder if there's a basement, what shape the basement's in.
It seems like it gets worse from the top down.
And that's because the rain hits up there and it'll deteriorate from the top down. Oh, you're saying down here is worse
Like
than up
the
there?
floor seems a little bit more like, kind of like, okay, let me watch where I step. But upstairs felt real,
Well, the good thing is it hasn't been coming through these ceilings and hitting this carpeted floor. As soon as that happens, then this floor starts weakening up even more, like I was talking about. This is 4 bedrooms in this house. Yep. 4 bedrooms. Got a bath over here on the side. Looks like somebody had deodorant in here, hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you can see where there's a brown person with a wiper head.
Is there no fan in here?
There
This
might
is
be a
bathroom.
fan. Well, the bathrooms don't have to have a fan if they have a window. That's code. So you can get by without a fan.
Yeah.
But if you have, you know, a completely interior bathroom, then you need to have a fan. This person must have really been following this, what's going on in Watts, Mozambique, because it's fairly close. Yeah. Back in 2009. Happy birthday, fat somebody or other. This is always funny when you got kids depicted with money. Fat boy. You take a bunch of $1 bills, lay them around, and make it look like this guy's going to inherit the world. It's our love of money and profit. All things good that comes from having materials. I'm not saying that I can't oppose to it, but some things have to be in moderation. The community needs to show up too. So let's see who's out here still gathered. I'm going to turn off the light. Give myself a little battery time.
A lot of trophies.
And, you know, part of being a good streamer sometimes is give your viewers some dialogue as you're walking around, showing people what's going on. So they know what you're reading. Sometimes you can't read it real well. You can tell people what it says. Sometimes the little esoteric facts are what intrigues people. Spider right there. Focus on the spider. He's not too small. He's actually pretty darn big. Look at the size of this spider. Right here. See if I can put my finger up here so you can see my finger. One of my fingers, and you can see this. About as big as my fingertip.
Do you ever blur stuff out of a video?
Part of that is knowing your focal length and knowing that if you're close enough to a subject like this, that you run your focus on what's in the foreground, that the stuff in the background will actually go out of focus. It's kind of tricky because this stream is adjusting itself. So you're sitting here kind of compensating for the fact that it's streaming and doing its own focus adjustments. So there's no way to actually take, you know, these apps are not high quality to the point that they're allowing you any kind of manual focus capability that you get through a camera, a video camera, or even a still camera. Those you can control your focus better.
You know what kind of publication publishes stuff like that?
Okay, this.
I just want to know what they ripped it out of.
Let me get my zoom back.
I don't know if it's coincidence the notes on that particular page, or if that person is
Federal
actually.
Benefits for Veterans, Dependents, and Survivors, 2009. Publication order from the Federal Veterans Dependents.
I mean, I just wondered, you know, they promise a lot of things, and it makes things so hard to get, and then people just give up.
Duke's got a promise. Give him a call. Yeah, Duke probably said, you know,
Mommy!
I know how to get through this veterans program and get you something from it.
Mommy! Here's $1.
Thank you.
You never know what happens.
Hi, Facebook!
Of course, knowing something about Club Mozambique, you'd probably say, well, they could be boyfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, the whole neighborhood that you're in and knowing what the lifestyle is, the people, that matters so much when you're going into places like this. kids' toys in the corner over here. And sometimes you can find school records. I wound up seeing like a Schools of Excellence pin that's one of the students had gotten back in like 2004 or 5 or something like that when I was in a building. And it's just, yeah, it's sad to see what people go through in the whole downward spiral of losing their home.
Like freaking ice desert in Russia, like northern Russia.
Oh, Siberia.
Siberia, I'm sorry.
People live there.
Yeah, I
They've been
mean, like,
living there for
I just
thousands
thought
of years.
there was like forced labor that was going on.
That's where they're prisoners.
The other cool thing that I got from Occupy the Roads was this
The prisons are still there.
attachment here,
But it was
which
like,
is called a fling, I think
from
it
what
is.
I understood about it,
Fling
it was
is
like
a thing sling.
there were like political prisoners
And
going on.
it
Like,
sticks
all
on the
these
back of your
people-
phone and gives you a elastic rubber band, an elastic band that you can do this with as far as, you know, if you're
Yeah.
streaming, you can just put your fingers up and hold it that way. The other cool thing is if you have a monopod or a tripod, you can stick it on the monopod or tripod down.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I want to.
And then just, you know, walk away and it's stationary. Sweet having that.
The Paris County or something was 3 days or something like that. You know that? 1870 or something like that. That was 3
I'm
days.
gonna have to figure
So
out how
then
to get back to my place.
he said, well, this one
Not
went
having a
70
card.
years. No, the capitalists did everything possible to make it fail.
What are you doing?
What are you going to do for oil and gas if we don't develop
The
something?
Republicans doing these
See what
absurd
that's
things
about.
against Obama, who's another capitalist. It's just another one of those things.
I may have said something about fossil fuels.
The thing that's so important about Occupy
Oh, this is on
is that
Chris
it's a mass movement.
Marloff's
And
photo.
it doesn't have a strong ideology.
And
I
it
had,
maintains transparency.
Posted something on
Yeah,
my
they told the
profile.
Russians, told their people that they were living better in the West. Well, they weren't, you know. But the fact that they came from that socialist route right
Last
now.
night
think
I
they
wrote
got
up
more
a
democracy.
post about
Believe it or not.
I
mean,
tax
you could-
abatements and
well,
how they
first
really
thing,
don't do any
if
good for
almost
the
nobody
city.
knows. You know
They
who
actually
the
do a
opposition
disservice
party
for the
is,
city.
I don't know enough about
United,
it.
if you read our media, our mass media, they talk about these opposition parties, and the government is always after these opposition parties. Right?
This one,
What's happening? That they're heroes. And some of them spend half their time.
my Tumblr, it looks like it pulled for
But they
them.
aren't the opposition
I have a
party.
Tumblr account that I
The
post
opposition
to.
party is the Communist Party. They're still around.
So
And they are the second biggest party.
that's the lighting situation on the
These
street. I
other
live.
guys all together only make up about 10%. And they're supported by the United States. That's our
That's the lighting.
foreign aid thing. And so you
The city of people lost to corporatehood.
I don't know enough about
This
history
thing
of
is-
communism.
Huh?
I don't know enough about
Yeah.
history and continuation.
Well, it's a complicated thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a...
Which street was that on?
Oakland, north of Grand Boulevard.
That's
It's
it.
near I-75 and 94.
Yeah, you learn
It's
something.
kind of across from the Russell
When
Industrial
Stalin
is.
wasn't the fascist that
So it says,
he
Not a fascist.
I know you're
Hitler
kind
was a
of
fascist.
doing that. So.
Hitler and Mussolini.
However,
were
we need to
probably
look
fascists.
closer into the benevolence of these
And at one
investments.
time or
You know,
another, I think
they
they were
believe
all
themselves to be the
supported by
knights
the
bringing the
United States.
future
What
of
do you think of
prosperity.
Oh,
The
it's great.
proposals for development are brought into the city offices with the promise of creating jobs
I
through
mean,
the
I would
development
say
of land and
that
usable spaces for corporate entertainment and
things,
residential
like,
interests.
are
The city's
flawed
hungering for these proposals,
and
although that
highly
hunger isn't being
disastrous, like
satisfied.
what- because
The
as
problems
far
in
as I
development
understand
lay
it,
in the concessions that are
like
rewarded
like
and
Stalin,
sometimes
Castro,
rewarded
and
without
everything,
request.
but I don't know enough
Request-
about it to make
That's
it
all.
that. So you're
the
telling me it's a
hunger
lie,
of the
but I don't
city.
know enough
Yeah,
to like.
The
that's
meaningful
all the
development
disruption.
is to translate into tax dollars as these are being built. Tax abatements are not helping the city maintain or grow services that are required for business to find success. Let's look at the three interest areas seeing development as noted. Corporate